let's do a small recap of all these sessions. In order to favor disruption and activism in the classroom, we must not forget our objectives. We are trying to reproduce another way of teaching, and with a few inputs that define it. First, the substitution of the authority principle by negotiation tactics, hiding the role of a teacher as a mediator between equals, boosting the participants' sense of proposal and engagement. This measure will also make participants embrace decision and develop criticism. Conflict solving by dialogue, closely linked to the last point, and aiming to train the people involved in conflict to face different situations always by the rules of negotiation. Making the conflict visible will also expand the learning to the rest of the collective, not implied in the negotiation. Technology used for an augmented space, making the most of any resources in order to improve the group dynamic and keeping the project alive by communication, patterns and means. Minority empowering, creating an inclusive space where every voice, opinion, mentality and way of thinking is welcomed and integrated into the process, giving it more richness. Actualization and contemporaneity for an expanded space, letting the group dynamic overflow the normal means of communication and reach the new and unfamiliar times and spaces. Development for diversified skills. This creates diversity and freedom to each member to grow independently following its interests. The main effects of these tactics are: it empowers sense of criticism, it gives prepositive sense intensification, and it also has its own implementation skills. The use of collective intelligence in a collaborative community in order to follow a well-coordinated group dynamic and expanding the project even more in means of participants, space and time. Therefore, keywords regarding the whole scheme are negotiation, augmented, expanded, inclusive, actualized, diversity, community, and collaboration. About the user, its proper definition will have to be any person willing to start a process or action in a certain space-time involving a human collective. It may also involve some kind of interest, like educative, mediating, negotiating, or productive. The competences and abilities worked are empathy, analysis, negotiation, listening, projecting, anticipating, use of computers and actual technology, criticism, proposition, executive skills, bargaining, rhetoric and communication, strategies, tactics, and alienation. As a proposal of evaluation, we will have to have something to confirm the student has acquired the skills that deserve, but always bearing in mind that those skills may vary from the traditional ones taught in schools. Thank you very much.